I
We're all
regret
dead.
everything.
We're all dead.
We're all dead. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Phantasma podcast, or also known as Definitely Not Canon. Um,
Um,
There's nothing special
not,
about it. This is
we are.
pain.
Yep. I am punished Hyperbolus. Also, there's also punished Chibi Wisdom, punished Noodle Laser, and punished Luis Vasquez.
that's a good way of putting it. So today, you know what? Some context first and foremost. I apologize.
You know what you did, and I don't accept the apology.
I subjected. Originally, it was just Noodle, and then Hype and Luis came in and started watching this with us. We decided to watch a series that I knew from the get-go that I didn't like it. I had nothing good to say about this series, but we watched Arifuerta from Commonplace to World's Strongest, and boy howdy, did we have a time.
Yes.
So
And nothing else.
before we get into things really quick, I'm going to let you know this is definitely not a spoiler-free podcast.
If
To
you're
begin
worried
by
about,
saying
No,
that-
no, this podcast is not a spoiler thing. This podcast is just look, alert, do not watch this piece of crap show. This is what it is. We took this so you don't have to.
So, I'd like to also begin by saying that had this been like an actual revenge plot like I initially thought it was going to be, I think it would have been a lot better. But no, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah. Honestly, so I'm gonna hold off my thoughts for a bit here, but I want to go down the line and get everyone's opinions of the season 1 so far, because we've watched season 1. Season 2 hasn't come out yet, so I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but we've only watched season 1. Noodle, what are your thoughts on season 1?
I believe, and I have gone on record saying this, I wish I was waterboarded rather than watching this.
You actually did say that as you were watching the show, yes.
multiple times.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can add to that, is there? Hype, your thoughts?
this is an 8 out of 100.
Oh,
That's being generous, Hype.
Yeah. Only because I'm only adding that because I actually had enjoyed watching it with you guys. Other than that, I would never watch this series ever.
I would rather drink, like, sink detergent rather than watch this series.
No, because then you have to pay for that.
Yeah, but the time I spent watching that series was, like, far more expensive in my opinion.
okay.
Fair enough.
That is
Oh.
fair.
I mean, I can say this, it made me like another show more, but that's about it.
Weirdly enough, like, they were so traumatized after watching Arifuerta that I showed them a series that I thought arguably would be just about as equally bad, and they're just like, oh my god, this is actually really good.
This
I
is
think
so great!
By proxy, we, like, gave ourselves Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it set the
Louise.
bar so abysmally low that anything else was going to look like just cherries.
Luis, what are your opinions?
Trash, don't watch it. I regret everything.
Okay. Oh boy, we're already off to a great start. You know what? That's fair, because, this is letting the audience know right off the bat what to expect from this review here. This is definitely a full season review, probably.
Also, I'm going to be honest here, I will try to be fair. I'm not going to be fair, though.
Something I'm going to note, I'm probably not going to talk about things in order. I'm just going to start talking about a stream of, like, what I like
But-
versus what I don't like, different characters, things like that. There's no order here.
Yeah.
But I will start off with my thoughts on this series. As someone who has now watched it 2 times, I've watched this season twice. I have not read any mangas or light novels. I don't care to. I really don't
More
want
web
to.
novel.
Or web novel or whatever. I haven't watched those or read those. I don't care to. Because this show brings me pain. I distinctly remember after watching it the first time, I went on like a week-long tirade of why this show is terrible and you shouldn't watch it. And then watching it a second time, thankfully with my great friends here, who I'm sure really don't want me to be their friends anymore.
No, we just don't want this part.
No, you don't understand, Chibi. We're like war veterans now. We're more than friends.
You Stockholm syndromed us. Congratulations.
Yay. I watching it a second time was a lot more enjoyable, but that was because we were constantly making fun of it. Such as anytime priestess girl and sword lady. By the way, none of these characters' names matter at all.
They don't matter. Their class and personality. No, personality is too strong. Character traits.
Yeah. I'm gonna Goblin Slayer this and just give them names based off of their classes or skill sets.
Like bunny bits.
Like Bunny.
No, but before we get into that, why don't we start from the beginning and just break down why exactly this show is god awful?
Okay, you know what? That's fair. So at the very beginning, we technically get a brief flashback, which is kind of an explanation of where our character is. Our main character is a dude. I don't remember his name.
Hanayama.
Hariyama, the Pokemon?
Yes. No. I'm drawing a blank. I just remember it's an H.
Well, you know what? It's a good thing I pulled up the wiki. Give me 1 second. Hajime.
Also,
Yeah, that's the name of the program.
Yeah.
Hajime.
I was just making a bit.
Yeah.
Also, would like to say this because I did a little research because I'm crazy. Apparently, the light novel goes way more in depth of why they got like isekai'd or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
by the way, this isn't isekai.
This is an isekai.
yeah. Spoilers for the spoilers.
Spoiler for the spoiler of the spoiler.
Cares.
Yeah.
So, Hajime's like, I think at the 40... No, he's below the 45th floor, I think.
Yeah, I think it was
Real
like
deep in the
65th
Um,
ground.
He's deep.
or something like
He's
that,
deep
yeah.
within, like, a dungeon, and he's not having a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the worst day of his life, actually.
But the best day for ours because we get to watch him suffer.
It's true. It's the only time you get to see him suffer, too.
Yep.
Our main protag is kind of the worst at being an adventurer. His stats suck. He has no skill. The only thing good going for him is his job class being a transmuter, which basically means he's an artificer.
He basically initially looks like he ripped off Full Metal Alchemist.
Kind of.
Wait, did he do the clap?
No.
Oh, he probably has it now.
Nobody does rocks.
He can manifest rocks. That is all originally.
He's
that
an
is.
earthbender.
He's a shitty earthbender.
Yes.
But he gets his arm bitten off, and thanks to a rock that drips holy water, which apparently, Hype, you mentioned it's not called that in the original.
Yeah, it's called ambrosia. The only
Right.
reason I bring it up
That
is-
makes sense.
Yes.
He got power up to infinity by ambrosia. That makes sense.
Actually, he
no.
didn't.
Okay,
Uh,
mine guys. For the audience, I got later
Yeah.
on the series, and still trash.
It's still
You
garbage.
don't need to watch the whole
You
thing
don't
to
need
know it
context.
is trash.
So
Just keep going.
the Ambrosia's the only thing that keeps him from dying, because he gets his arm ripped off and eaten.
Oh, also another additive thing. Apparently, he got super lucky because apparently it has to be there for 1,000, like a rock, in order for a specific rock to produce ambrosia. It has to be sitting in the same spot for 1,000 or so years.
Also, he's omega lucky.
Yes, literally, he won the lottery.
Yep. Cool. Great.
Yep.
So happy
Yeah,
for him.
anything to
Gave him a
add.
better personality.
Well,
But I want to fast forward this for a second here, because let's be honest, this plot doesn't matter.
I know.
He gets.
You know, the whole reason why he's down below, though, is it's worth pointing out, is that he got basically shoved down there by one of the people in his adventuring party, and how he's basically like, I fuck everyone, if they get in my way, I'll just kill them.
Yeah.
Yep.
His objective is possibly the worst character trait about him, is that he has no objective. He just wants to go home. And that's it. He wants to go home. He doesn't care about the guy who betrayed him. He doesn't even care about his fiancée who lives like above ground. He actively just ignores that whole fact. He just wants to go home. He doesn't care.
I will give him good job on getting a goal before dying, even before not dying.
I honestly wish he had died.
Yeah, yeah.
Now the thing is, so he eats some.
Admittedly, originally, Chibi, you had said that, you know, the first 2 episodes are kind of weird because it hooks you, and you're like, oh, this won't be that bad, right?
Nah, no.
The first thing he does is he starts eating monsters, and monsters are poisonous, so he keeps using shiny rock to heal himself, and then he keeps getting monster abilities. Oh, isn't he so cool?
And then the edge starts to pile up.
So what you're saying is he's a blue mage.
So Hajime's hair turns white, and he gains a whole bunch of stats and skills. Apparently, he gains the skills of the monsters he eats. Which, by the way, after like the 2nd or 3rd episode, never brought up ever again. He stops doing that very quickly.
I'm
And also, how
enough.
dare they destroy my favorite trope in anime, which is having white hair.
Yeah, but you can. But
Oof.
here's the thing: you can also just say he didn't have long white hair.
Yeah, but still.
Also, it's kind of bluish.
Mm.
I
So
don't know.
Hajime then, for some reason, with his boosted skills, gains some insight and decides to take some of the stone and materials around him, and he artifices himself a gun and some bullets.
Yep. He smashes some rocks together and gets a gun.
Now, okay. In general fairness, this isn't a terrible idea. However, this is a fantasy isekai, and the first thing he wants to do is make a gun.
I hate it.
Wait, question, because I didn't watch the first part, and I never bothered to ask. Wait, you guys are saying this is an isekai, but was he from normal world?
Yes.
Yes.
Or,
Yes, it doesn't make. It's really weirdly fastly made. An entire classroom got isekai'd.
Yeah, an entire classroom got isekai'd, and then
okay.
And
for some reason he was the only one who was like, "Hey, we have a bunch of materials around here. Gun." Instantly, he makes a gun instantly.
Well, at least he has the right idea because he's from the normal world, so he knows what a gun is.
And then he
That's so-
uses electrically charged mana to shoot the bullets. By the way,
he has railguns. He also makes an anti-tank rifle.
but that's a little bit later. You know what? That's fire. We're jumping around a lot. I just want to cover Hajime first because he's admittedly like where most of my complaints come from. He's not an interesting character. Nothing he does is particularly interesting.
Also a dick.
He's kind of a rude a-hole.
Isn't he just like a bland? What's the term? Blanked. I blanked now. Great.
He's an, like a. I don't know if this is even possible, but like he's a milquetoast edgelord.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. They managed to make the edgelord bland, which is, I thought, impossible.
No, it's possible.
And when we're saying like the term edgelord, and I know a lot of people like to use edgelord as a blanket slate for anything that is outside of a stereotypical norm, but we're not kidding when we say that Hajime is an edgelord. I want you to think like early 2000s Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game edgelord. This is ridiculous.
No, he gets called one as an insult.
Yeah. And here's the thing. When you acknowledge the problem of your media in your media, it doesn't change the issue.
Yeah, it's not funny either.
No.
It just means that you're aware of it and you're doing it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so progress time. I'm gonna skip a bit because it doesn't fecking matter. We have problem number 2, Yui, also known as Vampire Lolly.
Yep.
Which the very second that I say those words, you should know why that's a problem.
She was trapped in the Infinity Cube.
Eating the cube.
Or the Allspark? I don't know.
Don't bring the Allspark here.
Yeah, we're not bringing good media in.
It's the Bayformer one.
Oh.
No, worse.
So, okay. She's like a 5,000-year-old lolly who has been trapped down here for a very long time, and like everyone she knows and loves had betrayed her, and now she's basically touch-starved and just starving in general.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, she just briefly mentioned being betrayed, and Hajime's just like, fuck yes, I'm gonna take her out of here. If it had been for that, he would have just fucked off and left her there, and I would have been so happy.
I'm just gonna bring this up. The moment I saw, like, a certain scene happened, said, she wants the blood from the dick.
And then she did.
No, and then Chibi, you said, no, she does. I was like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, Yui is super thirsty. Not just for blood, but for Hajime's dick. It's super uncomfortable. It's super uncomfortable, especially because of the fact that Yui is like half his size.
Yep.
Also, Hajime is like 17.
So it's cradle robbing in both directions.
Kind of. And then this is where this gets even worse, is it's specifically mentioned in the anime that the reason she looks the way she does is because she is immortal. She regenerates to the age that to a specific age, meaning that she's basically forever a child, no matter what.
That's a problem.
And to each their, like, it's one of those, look, we get it, I get it, Japan, stop it.
No, I'm gonna call anyone out who thinks this is okay. This is not okay.
That's what I said. Japan, stop.
I mean, at least she doesn't act like a child.
Oh, she very much so doesn't.
Yeah, she is the most adult character in the group.
Which is
and by that I mean she's horny as fuck.
No. She's weirdly also like the most.
I mean,
why?
You say that, Chibi, but there's that other character which is problematic too.
They're all horny, okay? They're all super horny.
No, two of the best characters aren't.
I don't remember who those are.
Yeah, you know who they are, Chibi.
Yeah.
We'll get there, I guess.
They're very water-based.
Yeah, well, put them back down. Put them away. Put them away.
So,
Jumping the gun on us here, Hype.
okay, then we get introduced, a little after Yui, we get introduced to, Rock Crab. They fight Rock Crab, and then he makes the rifle out of it. So that's neat,
Wait.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's dumb as fucking. I hate it.
Let's skip a little bit even farther because it's irrelevant to...
Yeah.
And if the audience think that why the hell why haven't they explained what's the plot? Because there's no plot in between all of this.
Again,
Yeah, no, it's
so...
really just straight up episodes
It's
of
literally
fighting.
just fucking Hajime like getting superpowers.
Remember-
by going through. This is a labyrinth, by the
Yeah.
way. We failed to mention this. He's basically like, to escape the labyrinth, you need to go further into it. Yeah.
Sound
All
logic, you
because
defeat
Hajime
the
fell down a
dungeon,
hole.
you go back to the start.
Yep.
But friendly reminder when I mentioned one of the biggest pet peeves I have is that Hajime has no purpose. This is why. Literally Hajime is doing nothing. He has accomplished nothing. And yet all of the bitches want his dick.
No,
Some
he
reason.
got plot items.
Then Hajime
That's it.
fights Discount Tiamat.
Yep.
And almost
Oh, no.
loses.
No, wait. Discount Tiamat isn't like later after Bunny Girl.
No.
No.
Oh, there's another discount Tiamat. Okay.
There's only one discount Tiamat. I think who you're thinking of is Dragon Chicken. She's the worst.
Yeah. No.
So she's discount
No,
Tiamat.
she's just a black dragon.
Yeah, no,
okay,
she's just
okay.
she's an evil black and red dragon.
Okay.
Quote unquote.
Here, let me go
But-
grab the image for you. You'll
Yeah.
appreciate this. I won't show it to stream, but here you go, Luis. Oh, also a comparison versus how it looks like in the manga. Nice.
No, I honestly do think you should show it to stream so they can get the idea. Like, we're not talking to our asses here. It really is discount Tiamat.
Yeah. Also, they did their research wrong. Tiamat actually has a main body that isn't a snake. If they're going by D&D.
If they're
not.
going by D&D, but
Yeah, I know.
they're very clearly not.
Yeah, especially since it has a golden
Hey,
dragon.
why did they? Okay, I wasn't here, but what the hell why did they make Tiamat snakes? That's not Tiamat.
The D&D
It's not,
version.
but it's loosely based on her. Is my
Yeah,
impression.
because also I'm gonna GB. You actually stated this before. Tiamat, Bahamut, and Behemoth are all the same thing
Really?
in like real world.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know that one.
They
That's
are.
neat.
Yeah, because they're all mistranslations of each other.
yeah.
Uh,
But
Yep.
so we have a fight against Discount Tiamat. Hajime almost loses. Yui actually contributes, sort of.
She's a mage.
Hajime goes down. Yui just goes, "All right, I know how to use a gun. Post up," and then immediately gets beaten.
She
Literally
goes-
one shot.
She goes
Yeah.
in guns blazing like it's the goddamn shores of Normandy.
Yeah. And then for some reason, I don't. Okay. So, here's a trope that I'm not a fan of. So Yui is supposed to be again, she's a 5,000-year-old vampire with basically unlimited magic. But she almost gets one shot. And then Hajime is on the ground, bleeding. He's pretty much lost an eye, actually. Actually, he has lost an eye at this point. And he sits there while he's unconscious going, Yui is crying. I need to help her. And he wakes up and does the cool thing. I hate that.
Don't. But it's the power of.
And then through proper strategy, he makes something that was never brought up was apparently that he had grenades. And
Yep.
he literally drops part of the ceiling on top of Tiamat to kill him. Which, by the way, they're at the bottom of a dungeon. The whole ceiling probably should have caved in. But it didn't.
But he did it properly, because he's a demolition expert or something.
Because he's just that cool.
just that good.
Oh, okay. Anyways, moving on to where this gets terrible. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip that. Instead, we're just gonna go. Oh yeah, he gets a ring and he gets a power boost, and then they leave the dungeon. Hooray!
Oh no, there's a
No,
no.
no.
No,
No.
no.
I wasn't
Okay.
talking.
Shut the fuck up, Hype.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm curious of what the hell happened.
You don't want to know.
Fine.
Yeah.
You know what?
Is it worse than the dragon?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Hajime and Yui bang. The end.
Yep.
That is
What?
all.
I was gonna bring up not that. I was going to bring up the whole like his power up is literally a lore drop.
Oh yeah, he gets a power up and a lore drop. I'm sorry, and the lore drop is
Yeah.
very simple. Church evil.
Church
Church
evil.
evil.
God
You
bad.
Because it's JRPG land.
No, collect the anarchy powers, basically, of the liberators, who are.
Who are
Rebrand.
now called as Mavericks.
Oh, I thought they were renegades, and I was like, oh wait, no, that's something
No,
else. It's
they're
better.
called Mavericks.
Yeah.
Who are
God
also
damn it.
known as the Liberators. And their whole point was to fight God, but because there were so few of them, they made the dungeons and then just sat at the bottom, waiting for anyone to show up to give them their powers. Which
And
that's a stupid plan, actually. Now that I think about it.
no, it is. Also, most of them might be dead or not. Because the first one they find, because they find the body of the last one
Of
One second.
Orcus.
Yeah, I got really upset at that.
Yeah, his
because
name's
Orcus is not a
Orcus.
good person in D&D. That is the demon god of undeath and wants everything dead.
But not here. Nope, not here. But yeah, let's move on past this first dungeon. This is
Also, he's a skeleton.
it doesn't get much better. So now with the V card revoked, Yui and Hajime escape the dungeon and immediately are accosted by a rabbit.
A rabbit girl. more
No, a
specifically.
rabbit. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no rabbit girl. What do you mean? Fine, yes.
Her character trope is basically like dumb blonde but blue.
What the fuck is her name?
Doesn't matter really.
It kind of matters.
No.
Shia. Her name's Shia.
Shea butter.
Shea butter. Shia apparently can see into the future.
But it's only brought up once and never again.
It's just what's given as the explanation for why she's just there. And she explains to Hajime that she needs help because her village is going to her village is going to die. Oh, and by the way, they kicked her out and banished her because she's like a rare breed of like beast folk because she can use magic. Which, okay.
What? So what? So they were racist towards her,
Yeah,
even though she's trying to help them.
yeah. Which is also weird because when you actually finally see her village, they're all like, they all have like their like black hair and they're basically black rabbits. And Shia has blue hair, which that's very
I
not
hate
normal.
white.
Anime
And
albino.
And white hair.
Yeah.
Well, white ears.
Yeah, white ears. She's very not
God
normal.
damn it. This show is getting worse, and I can't believe it actually got worse.
So Hajime goes to to protect the rabbits. He beats up a bunch of wyverns. I'm not even gonna explain how she convinced Hajime to go, it was mostly like just a bunch of like dumb gag, whatever.
Literally, he was
Guilt tripping.
annoyed to go.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Oh.
that she would guide Hajime through the mist in order to get to where he needed to go in the first place.
Oh yeah, one of the dungeons was in the mist.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
He turned a bunch of rabbits into yakuza.
Oh yeah, he after
What?
after defeating the enemies for the beast folk, they were like, "Hey, can you teach us how to be strong?" And he's
Because we're-
like, "Sure."
Because we're actually pretty weak.
Yeah, he wanted
They
them.
won't even step on a flower.
Yeah, they won't even do that. But he basically didn't really do that. He just taught them to be like kind of horrible murderers.
Yeah, no, like he made them pieces of shit.
Yeah, he made them all awful people.
Like I was like, you could have just made them not that. And they call him boss.
They call him boss. Yeah.
Therefore- yeah. And then you never see them again.
Yeah, because they get directed. He directs. He gets directed to where he was going, which is like this giant tree, where they find out, oh hey, this is basically the culmination of like all of the dungeons. Once you've gone through all of the dungeons, then you can come back here.
No. Once you get 4, and a specific power.
Right. The gift of regeneration.
Yep.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to heal the dead tree from dead.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
and it's also basically hints that you also have to collect waifus. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, and okay, actually, this is something important to remember. Every single dungeon has gives you a special like skill, basically ancient magic. But not everyone has the affinity for it. Basically, it means that every single waifu gets their own special, unique power, including Hajime.
Oh, wait.
Are we including Hajime in the waifu category?
Well, because he gets the first one from Orcus. He gets
Yeah.
basically the ability to craft legendary artifacts.
He gets Minecraft.
He's Minecraft.
He is Minecraft.
We're gonna
He
skip a
decided-
bit to
He
the.
decided to make a motorcycle and an ATV, by the way.
By the
He
way,
can summon those, by the way. Those are summons.
because he has hammer space, he literally has like just a ring that has access to an inventory cycle, essentially.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna skip to the end of the second dungeon because the second dungeon's not important and it's just a
No.
joke.
Yeah, and it makes me angry.
So it stops being serious for a very hot minute, and it feels like the series after the first dungeon doesn't really know what it wants to be. I'm gonna be real with you.
They fight a bunch of golems who's a troll.
Yeah, they fight a troll,
Well, not an actual
like
troll.
an internet troll,
Just-
essentially.
Yeah, just an internet troll.
And then they
Who-
get grava magic. Who,
Yep.
guess what? Only Huey can learn it.
Yep, and apparently uses a lot of mana.
Apparently.
And that's all we really get from it.
Oh, and we I don't think we ever actually see Yui like properly using grava magic,
No,
or at
we
least
do.
it's not mentioned that that is a grava magic spell.
Yeah, it is.
Right, you're right. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Yeah, she does it twice.
Oh, but I actually do have to bring this up because for some reason this is actually like mentioned not just as like a general gag. Have you ever heard of the Dreamcast game Seaman?
No.
So, in the game Seaman, you are taking care of a fish with a man's face on it.
No.
And eventually you teach it language and all this other stuff. Yeah, for some reason Seaman is in this anime.
That's not actually Seaman, but yeah, it pretty much
It has a
is.
name. I forget what it was. I think it starts with an L.
Man.
Oh, it's like Layman, yeah.
Yeah. Also, that fish just comes in as a gag.
But then shows up a
Uh,
second time.
Yeah, no, but first time you see it, it's literally they're underwater. The bunny sees it, just like, what the fuck is that? and then drowns, kind of. That's it. Because she sees a fish with a man's face. That's it. Oh, also she has the ability Foresight, which is never brought up again.
Mentioned that hype.
Oh.
I did. I didn't
So-
see that coming.
Riemann actually is brought up in the manga as well. He's not just an anime exclusive character. I'll pull up the manga version for the
Please.
audience. Hold on.
Also, I don't know who's voice actor. As Luis said, don't tell me any voice actors for this because you don't want anyone to be.
There he is.
Oh my god, it really
So-
is.
Sullied by this piece of trash.
There he is.
That is, Luis, you be quiet. That is the best character in the.
Magnificent.
You know, the worst part is we can say he is one of the best characters because he shows up twice to do nothing but make like some general jokes or to like give decent information, and that's it.
And he's kind of a bro,
He is.
and that's it. Also, he constantly and he technically always is there to cock block the bunny.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
Voice
we failed to mention as well, by the way, that as the harem grows, Yui is just like, yes, another to add to the collection.
Yep.
She's actively encouraging the growth of the harem as long as she's top wife.
Yep. And good to have a goal. That's a terrible goal.
She's so Stockholm syndrome that she'll pretty much do anything to keep this guy around, even though he's the worst person.
Okay. My brain died for a second as I'm now contemplating what happened after this. It's all like a blur. I'm trying to remember what happened after the second dungeon.
Okay.
They get flushed out, they wash up in a city, they find fish.
No, the city hires them to get a dragon. Yeah, to go.
Oh yeah.
To go
Oh.
find and rescue someone.
Oh yeah.
No, this is where I came in.
Yeah. It is to find and rescue the guild leader's son.
Nephew
Relative.
thing.
Presumably, although it looks more like they're actually like gay lovers.
It's
No,
funny like
that-
that.
No, that dude looks very much like his son or something like that.
I
With this anime, I don't know.
I hope so, and that's about it.
Hold
The
on.
only
give me
reason
one
I'm saying
second.
that is because that made more sense. Oh, also as a result of rescuing him, they get guild status or whatever.
They get like max guild status and basically whatever they ask for, whenever.
Yeah. So they just extort the guild leader.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's probably his son.
Where's gay lover? Just saying.
Okay.
For you guys over Discord, you can't hear what I'm doing right now, but I'm pouring a large glass of soda
Mm-hmm.
because I need this.
Yeah. Don't spike that Coke with rum.
All right. The worst part that we can all agree upon. I don't want to.
Hey.
I don't want to give a description here. Luis.
Hey, anyone who's played Bloodborne, you know the backstab on the pig? Imagine that with the stake driver.
But hey, Luis, would you like to describe what happens in this giant sequence?
They find by some BS because the guy made drones
Somehow, you made it
somehow, and now he has the eye thing too. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. He has a stone eye that lets him look through his construct or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he has drones, and he got that from Orcus, the eye.
So whatever, he finds the guy. When they get out, they get attacked by a black red dragon abomination of a CGI thing that someone tried, but not really. And
Should
it's a
hear.
it's you can see it there in the background.
It's Red Eye Shit Dragon.
The thing is, one, the fight is terrible. There was no effort at all into animating that fight, because the movement of the dragon is clunky as God. This is worse than the early 2000s CGI.
There's a point.
Somehow,
There's a point where Yui uses some gravi magic to bring the dragon down, and I want you to imagine two highlighted PNGs being dragged from like the center of the screen to the bottom, and that's what it looks like.
mm-hmm. That's how it looks like.
She drops a black hole on a dragon.
It's they start talking about hitting them when there's no scales and blah blah blah, and the main character takes basically a rod from a railgun and shoves it into this dragon's ass, literally.
And then we learn that this dragon is female, first and foremost, and secondly that they were charmed, I think is what's the term?
Manipulated. Magic was used on them, but I don't know how that works. That suddenly the spell ran off at that moment.
Oh, and here's where this gets even better.
It awakens something in him.
This is where this gets even better. We find out, the dragon's a masochist.
Now, before that, there's a very tense thing of, I was manipulated. I wasn't doing this because I wanted to. I was actually sent out on a mission from my town. And the main guy's like, yeah, but you attacked us, so die. I'm like, what? She's not a bad person. She's actually telling you what happened. It was not under her control. And it's like, you're still gonna kill her? What the fuck are you thinking, dude? And it's not like, no, I have reasons because of my past. No, he's just being an asshole, and that's it. And then there's all the things when they say, okay, we're gonna let you live because she's running on the mana and she's gonna revert into human form, and if that thing's still in her ass, the consequences, blah blah blah.
She'll be split in half by his giant metal rod.
And then they start making jokes about the big hot metal rod, and it gets really untasteful.
The joke I did was probably more tasteful than anything.
It's also in your face innuendos. One after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, after another.
Please stop! It hurts.
No. Here's the thing. Also, it really is in your face because someone animated it, and they show it right before it's entered. Just yeah. So do with that as you wish. Also, it's only like half a millisecond, I think. I don't know. I blinked, and I'm glad I did.
So they end up like, yeah, and then in the whole process you learn that she's indeed a masochist.
Yep.
She enjoys not only physical but derogatory terms directed towards her. It's
Insert darkness from Konosuba, but worse.
It's darkness but worse, yeah. Like written worse is where I would put that.
Yeah, it's the exact same character, worst.
But we did miss something.
The only fortunate upside is that she is clearly like she looks legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something.
And her design is good, except for like, I would change a few things, but her design, I'm already going to get this out. That's the best part of her, is her design.
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, her design, but then they started changing it later on.
Oh, yeah. They
Because the dragon,
Yeah.
when she transforms into human form, she actually looks nice, has this kind of dark skin kind of thing. And the next episode, that's gone.
Yeah.
She's white as white can be.
I think it's because the filter they used on the episode is gone.
Yeah. It was probably like a time thing where they showed like a filter or whatever.
Yep.
But so we did miss something. Because it ties into the next part here. The whole time that the dragon thing was going on, Hajime's teacher was there.
Oh yeah, we forgot Harem member number 4.
Don't you fucking...
No, she's not.
Except she is
God.
actually.
Yeah.
She is, but she isn't.
No, she actually is, Noodle. Just hasn't happened yet.
Let me have my denial, Jimmy.
Nope. There is no denial. There is only Arifuerta.
Oh, by the way, I just want to make a side anecdote. Whenever we look up, so me and Hype have been looking at the wiki for a lot of these names and things like that. To note whoever goes with Hajime, like as party members, quote unquote, they are classified not as just like party members. They are classified as wives. Meaning he gets
Yes.
multiple wives.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he's married all of them.
He marries all of them.
Is there a ceremony? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is there a ceremony later
The
on?
only one that is closely resembling a ceremony is Yui, and I guess that's because she's top wife.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, they.
top.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Both of them should be in jail.
Everyone should be in jail. No.
Oh. Yeah, back to teacher.
Back to teacher. Teacher was there the whole time. She expresses that, okay, now that the dragon thing's been dealt with, apparently there's the mage who, like, possessed the dragon is sending an army of monsters over to a town, that teacher was helping grow and fortify, and the monsters are coming to destroy it. So she asks Hajime to help, and originally he refuses. I don't remember what happens, like, that gets him to, like, agree. It's irrelevant. He eventually decides, yeah, I'll help.
No, it's literally because his teacher asked him.
Because the teacher asked.
Oh, we forgot to bring up another thing. There's another character that apparently Hajime saved in the first dungeon before he...
Yes. But she's
Before-
irrelevant. She does not matter.
I
I can confirm she doesn't matter. I think. Unless she
anyway,
does.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to bring up another thing. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Hajime, they try to show Hajime as like, yo, he's not that bad, even though he's pretty bad. Also, yeah, that's about it. Oh, also the teacher is really insistent because, like, oh yeah, this dude that had black hair, was kind of a wimp. Looks completely different, and they have an entire conversation. Wait, did we cover this? The teacher-kun conversation where the knight was racist?
We have not. I just kind of skipped it because it's in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter.
Except for the fact that he does break into her room.
Yep.
To give an explanation of a thing, only to explain that later on in a public place. It
Basically, gave Teacher-kun an entire, like, this is what actually happened to me. I didn't want it in front of prying ears. Also, your knight dude is a dick. He's racist. He wanted to cut off the ears of my bunny girl. So I shot him in the arm.
Yeah. But
Through
it
plate
wasn't, it didn't actually pierce, it just broke his armor.
Yeah, it did. But he still shot him.
It still shot
It
him.
bruised him.
Because he just wanted, because he was saying, next time I won't miss. because
If
that's one of
anyone
the-
gets in my way, I'll kill them.
no,
Meh.
it's one of the two good things he did. One is showing he is not racist, but he
I
is.
would
Hype.
hope he isn't.
Hype. You know when I made that little turn phrase there, that's something he actually says several times, right? If anyone gets in my way, I'll kill them.
Yeah, I know.
He does not care. And again, I can reiterate, on a writing standpoint, that is the worst character trait you can give someone, is the ability to not care.
You made one mistake, Dio. You pissed me off.
Hajime's boring.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how you can be an edgelord and boring at the same time.
Somehow.
So, right. Monsters show up eventually. He kills all of them. Apparently they were being led by, like, a student who turned to the side of the demons. He kills him.
I can be your angle or your demo.
Teacher Kun is like, how could you do such a thing? And he's like, he was in my way. And then he just leaves.
No. He shoots them. He doesn't die. He falls to the ground 50 feet, still doesn't die. Teacher Kun wants him to live. But he's gonna die anyway, so Hajime does the thing where he looks like a dick, but is apparently a noble sacrifice and he shoots him.
noble sacrifice, and you're such a cool and nice person for doing
Also, he made a minigun.
He made a minigun. Oh, and he also made a rocket launcher for Shia to use.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently he has... Oh, sorry. Apparently he has the ability to make rockets. Smart rockets.
I don't care anymore. Right. Now, next part. Hajime gets into a city with now 3 of his waifus in tow.
Yep.
Because Teacher Kun went to, like, focus on restoring the town that just got fucked.
Also because she's like, how dare you, Hajime, kill that dude, even though he tried to kill me.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
That's... Yep.
So Hajime, they get into the city. They find out very quickly that the city is full of slavers and scumbags, because they've been watching and for some reason are very interested in Shia of all people. Just 'cause.
This is the best episode, by the way.
Yeah, but this is actually the best episode, and that's the worst part. Is we are introduced to not the next waifu, but Dotar.
Yep.
Is
Is a little fish girl.
Yep.
And I say
Apparently
little fish girl
race-
who is actually a child.
Yep.
Actually a child.
She calls him Papa.
Calls him originally it's brother.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, it's brother, and then he's like, "Hey, can you not call me that?" And then she's like, "Then Papa." I'm like, "Oh no."
yeah, but it actually turns really wholesome.
It
and
does.
No.
That's the funny part is it
It's
turns
the one
wholesome.
redeeming thing.
Yeah.
Hajime is not a terrible person, and he treats like Shia again like a child, and takes care of her while they're trying to figure out like where she came from, where her parents
Shia,
are.
You're talking
Oh,
about
I'm sorry, not Shia.
mermaid girl.
Yeah.
What's her name? Doesn't matter. Fish.
We will see more of her later. Also, this is also the best
Honestly, though,
episode.
he treats Shia like shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's because
No.
she's thirsty as hell.
Okay, it has one of the worst things in the same episode, and also Layman comes back.
Oh yeah, Layman comes back.
Yeah, and he's just a bro.
He's just a bro. They like have a
And
quick
it's
chit chat.
And it's during the promised date between Shia and Hajime,
Yeah.
and he's just talking to the fish.
Yeah, he spends the entire date talking to the fish.
Yeah, they go to the aquarium. He's like, "You okay?" They're just talking, and Layman's just like,
Your story's so sad.
And he's just like, yeah. By the way, do you want to, not be in a tube? He's like, yeah.
They let
And they release
him out.
Layman.
They let him out, and
Yeah.
he explains like, "Oh yeah, I also saw like this fish girl who got kidnapped apparently by these slavers. There's a bunch of slavers in the sewers. I would keep watch and clear of that." And then they're like, "Oh, there's slavers in the sewers. Well, let's go figure out where this leads." And then they destroy the slave trade.
Yep.
And by destroyed, they destroyed
Oh, it
it.
straight up like gets nuked.
They destroy,
Hajime
like,
makes the little girl watch.
Yeah,
and she's happy.
she's happy
She's
at the
kind
bullshit.
of not okay with it, but at the same time, like, fuck them.
Also, there was one other thing. Oh yeah, by the way, her race as well is also called a Dagon.
Apparently,
That is another name for the race in the series.
I think according to Shia, like it's mentioned actually that like, unlike every other beast folk race, hers is like close to extinction, so they're actually protected, which is weird. That
I don't know if it's a distinction, but they said something about them being beneficial.
And protected.
yeah, they are
protected.
protected. They are a protected race. So that's neat.
Yeah, we'll probably figure out more about that next season.
Maybe, I doubt. But
We will.
whatever.
Okay, now back downhill.
Yeah, the best part is over now.
Oh wait, no, another thing is everyone wants children with Hajime in the same episode, and I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
Everyone's thirsty. Let's go.
Let's go home.
What the fuck else happens?
Next thing that happens is an actual demon shows up in the original dungeon that Hajime first was in, and threatens the other students who are down there, and they're like, "Hey, join the demon army or die!" And then Hero Boy, I'm just gonna call him Hero Boy because he literally just looks like a generic like JRPG protagonist.
With
Is
brown
like,
hair.
yeah, he's like, "No, we fight for good and justice. We'll never turn." And then she's like, "So be it then."
Also, like, yo, you know this is a war, right?
Oh yeah, he almost murders the demon chick at one point, but doesn't do it because he realizes that he's about to kill a person.
Yep.
So he pussies out.
Yep. Also, they dropped the whole thing of, oh, by the way, one of your people have already joined us.
Yeah, and they're like, no one's would ever do that. When yeah, we as the audience know that did happen. Rogue guy apparently escapes that kerfuffle and comes up topside, meets up with Hajime, and he explains the whole situation. Which
Rogue guy's like, what the fuck happened to you?
Hajime's like, it's a
Why
long
are all
story.
these women with you?
It's a long story. I'll explain later. But
Yeah.
okay, the only good joke of the entire series happens here, near the end of the season, which is when Rogue Guy, apparently, I don't know how this happens, but Fish Girl gets her hands on like a bag of popcorn and is eating it as Rogue Guy is explaining all that's gone on. And Rogue Guy gets mad because, yeah, she's just eating popcorn while listening to this story. And he's like, can you not do that? And Fish Girl gets like super upset and starts crying. To which Hajime immediately just goes, how dare you do that to my daughter?
Yeah. Like Hajime's a good dad. That's it. That's the only redeeming
joke.
quality.
That's the joke. They go down. They rescue all of the heroes. They kill Demon Chick. I'm speeding through this because it doesn't matter. And then they meet up with Priestess Girl and Sword Lady.
And no one else of importance except for Bastard Kun.
Yeah, the guy who originally shot Hajime and sent him down into the bottom of the sea.
And apparently Hajime knows, doesn't acknowledge it, but Yui does.
Yeah, Yui knows. Yui so much knows.
Yeah, and she's like, if you do Don't you fucking dare think about it, you son of a bitch. I won't hesitate.
But they killed the demon, and the demon's just like, as a last note, there will be more. Mwah! And then dies.
My lover will kill you.
And then Hajime's just like, I don't care if your lover comes to kill me. I'm gonna fight God.
I don't care if God gets in my way. I'm going the fuck home.
And then priestess chick is like, yo, who these hoes at?
Who this?
Who these hoes? And then
Oh fuck, you got kid.
And then Hajime explains a little bit, and apparently explains like the whole thing that happened while they're like on their walk back up.
This was like over the course of like 3 or so months.
Yeah. So eventually, priestess chick decides, oh, I'm gonna go with Hajime now, because you know he's still technically my husband.
This fiance. They ain't married.
They ain't married yet, but still fiance.
Also, everyone in the group, the hero group, wants to fuck the priest.
Yeah, everyone in the hero group was like super like down to clown with priest chick, so they were upset to see her go.
Yeah,
but also,
well, no,
it's never
most of them.
The closest thing to subtlety happens here in the final episode, where sword chick, it's briefly kind of hinted at that she also has feelings for Hajime, but has quelled them because she knew that her best friend also liked him.
Yep.
So that's a nice little, like, subtle hint. The closest thing to subtlety.
It's not subtle.
It's not.
No, nothing about that is nice, Chibi. He's not worth it.
He's not.
No. No. Also, it's like. Also, she's like, I'd also fuck my best friend. Is what she basically is also saying. I will go.
I go both ways.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
hero dudes just like asks her the question, "How long have you known?" And she's just like, "I kind of always known."
Also, Also, it's not subtle. Two of the characters, like two of the other wives, are like, "Ooh,
fight!"
No, kiss.
Kiss.
Yeah, that's it. Like, and then it ends basically on Priestess and Yui like fight for dominance.
Oh, also Yui is still horny on main.
No, Yui's like, oh, no, you can join. You ain't number one though.
You can join, but you gotta watch.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the plot.
Yep.
We're a little over an hour on this.
Yeah.
I want to go over individual characters, and I want to hear, because I've been talking a lot, I want to hear from you guys your thoughts on some of these characters.
You have to say at least one good thing about them.
No.
No, that's not happening.
I will shoot you if you make us do that hype.
Shit.
I
miscalculated.
So, I want to talk about just the core cast, because there's a lot of extra characters that don't matter. Noodle, thoughts on the whole cast as a whole?
No.
Did you say no?
No.
No.
Once again, we circle back to the enjoyment I would have would be akin to waterboarding. I would much rather go under extreme torture than experience the show again.
Who out of the main cast do you think is the worst?
Hajime.
What reasons do you have?
Just everything that we've described so far. He's a shitty edgelord. He's abusive to Bunny Girl for really no good reason. He is a pedophile, as it were. Just the list goes on.
It's fair. Though I wouldn't actually say he's a pedo, because again, there's Fish, who is literally a child, and he does not care for her, like in the same way.
Yeah, he is protect daughter.
Maybe he's just a connoisseur of flat as justice.
Oh god.
Oh god damn it, no.
I don't know.
Look, if you like short girls, that's fine, but that's it. Just stop.
Hype, your thoughts on characters?
Like I said, both the fishes are the best characters. CGI is terrible, so anything dealing with CGI is terrible. And guess what? Most of the characters have CGI on them. Like, have a CGI attached to them at one point. I was like, hey, maybe the Bunny Girl isn't that... No, she's even worse than I thought she would be.
Yeah, the bunny girl is bad.
Does she deserve all the torment? No, she really doesn't.
She really doesn't.
Yui, I hate that you are the best written character. I hate the fact that you are literally the better of all of them. I hate that. Because Dragon is
not
just,
much of a character.
She's just a sex joke.
I mean, she does have a backstory.
Yeah, and it's a really good one, honestly.
Unfortunately, it doesn't reflect her character at all.
No, because apparently awakening something in her made her go brain dead. And you might be thinking I'm being harsh. I'm not wrong.
No.
Okay, and who would I have to say is the worst character, like the worst of them all? I mean, Hajime's up there, but I actually can say something good about him.
Oh?
Yeah, he genuinely like him being like good with the fish girl, like actually being a good person to him.
He's a decent parental figure.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying he's not the worst. I'm going at who has the most negatives. And Dragon. Literally the dragon.
By her name, by the way, her name is Tio, I believe.
I know her name. I remember her name. I will not say her name.
Yeah.
It is not worth it because she is not worth it as a character.
Are you just saying that because you have a thing about Dragonborns and you really hate how they basically ruin the trope?
No, I have a problem with it because there's so much potential. It isn't worth it. I'll be right back.
Elise, your thoughts?
Honestly, the biggest problem with the show is that it's bland as bland can be. Like, even when I came in, like, afterwards, there was no character that jumped to me in a, like, oh, this character's cool, or, oh, this character's interesting. Because Vampire Girl barely, and it's weird, barely talks and barely has screen time. For some reason. Or even when she's on screen, she doesn't do anything or has any presence of any kind. At least she's inoffensive, I guess.
I'm sorry.
And useful, but she's there.
Yeah,
Bunny
no.
Girl, huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Bunny Girl is just there for ass and tits. That's it. Because, yeah, they gave her a big ass, like, hammer and stuff, but it's just so her can swing it around and show the goods. That's all. Don't ask me what's her personality, because bleh. It's nothing after that. Main guy, he's supposed to be the edgelord, but they even messed the edgelord thing up. Because even then, he's like not edgelord enough.
Feels like
He's
the
ju-
author got bored with writing Edge.
Like, if you're gonna write an edgelord, just edgelord away. But
Wait, Jimmy, you said something that's really important. The author, or whoever said it, the author got bored.
yeah, Dragon Girl is a shame because she's introduced in the worst way possible, and it's done for the jokes. Haha, this is funny, but it's pitiful how hard they try to drive that sex joke into people. And this is an anime, mind you, and it's an anime that's not supposed to be the sex innuendo fill thing. It looks just like a normal ass anime. Because if you're gonna go the route of the etchiness and stuff, just go for it. Don't have acid and expect it to work.
Mm-hmm.
She has a good design, best design in the series.
Mm-hmm.
But like doing that introduction plus making her a full-on like masochist and horny to the max ruined her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
The only good thing I'd say about her is her design.
yeah, and I really like it, but it's, bleh, bleh. Oh, and also, if you're gonna do CGI and do it this bad, why even bother? Don't bother with such a bad CGI. Shows in the 2000. I will say Transformers Beast Wars looks better than this shit.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's
Would you say Beast Machines looks better than this?
It's just the ones that it's Optimus Primal in Earth, not the Japanese one, the American one.
No.
No, Beast Machines is the one where they all have they're techno organic, and they look gross.
But it's first burst Beast Wars, and
But
then
I will
Beast
say
Machines.
the CG is still better.
Still better. That's the early 2000s people trying to understand CGI, and looks and moves better than this.
So you're saying Reboot looks better than this?
Yeah, probably.
God, yeah, Reboot is better than this.
So, all right, my thoughts on this. I'm gonna try to make this as brief as possible. So, Hajime, I have a lot of problems with. I will agree with you, Hype, is that the only redeeming quality he probably seems to have is that he is actually a decent father figure.
And will kill slavers.
He will kill. Well, that's a guarantee, anyways. But because he's a generic RPG protagonist.
Looks at Shield Hero.
He has so many problems that I'm trying to think of. Outside of that one thing, I can't really say a whole lot positive about him. I think on a narrative standpoint, Hajime being as bland and boring as possible, I don't know if it's intentional or not at this point. It feels like... Okay, this is going to be weird to describe. It feels like that the first couple chapters, or episodes of the series, was written at a different time than the rest of it. Someone started writing it, put it down, and then came back to it at an older age, looked at it and went, wow, that's edgy as fuck. Let's fix this. But still had to keep all of the traits that the character had and carried it across. Unfortunately, what that means is the characters are still not interesting or compelling in any state or fashion, but now the tone feels off for the characters. Hajime was written originally for a very dark edgelord series. And that's not what this show is. This series has a very hard time reminding you that this main character originally is a fucking edgelord.
There's a series that I drew parallels to on the first time I saw this, called Dungeon Seeker, where basically the same thing happened but worse. It's not good, but it executed being edgy better.
Yui. I can't see anything past her being a thirsty hoe. She is possibly the most common collected of the characters. However, I believe that is a cop-out for just meaning that she is not written at all. Yui is whenever logic or lore needs to be applied in a scene, it's usually Yui who mentions it. Every single time anytime the plot needs to be driven across, it's Yui who mentions it.
Because she's been in a box for 5,000 years.
But she's also like the smartest and the oldest, and she has all of this wisdom and skill, and she's so cool and so powerful. You get the point. The only time Yui ever talks or does anything is when it's plot related.
Or to jump on the dick.
Or to jump on his dick. Shia. I'll be entirely honest with you. Shia has literally no purpose in the plot.
Mm-hmm.
So far as season 1, Shia has no purpose. And that's genuinely kind of upsetting. That's genuinely kind of upsetting, actually. Because as far as design-wise, I'd say Shia does have a pretty decent design.
Yeah, I mean, could be a little less skimpy.
Oh no, I would totally want it to be less revealing. In fact, you know me, hype. Throw some armor on that hoe real quick, and then it becomes 10 times better.
Or at least like some leather, like good leather armor, so she can jump around and shit. Makes sense.
Yeah. Tio, the dragon. I despise her. There is nothing compelling about her. I know the argument is that you'd say like her design is nice. I don't see it. I don't like her design. In fact, I'm very off-put by her design being such a contrast to everything around her. She does not look like she's a part of the same series. She does not act like she's a part of the same series.
Nope.
She has nothing to do with the plot other than the fact that, well, she's just a dragon.
She was a plot device.
She was a plot device, but that doesn't mean that she has to be a part of the main cast. In fact, she has nothing to do with the main cast. The only reason she's stuck around is because she's addicted to pain, both physical and verbal.
And the dick.
And she wants Hajime's dick for literally no reason. Tio is the specific reason why I hate this series so much. I will point it out right now. I hate Tio. There is nothing that will make me like her. The fish girl, fine, she's a child. I don't care. Literally, I do not care because I know that she is attached to another character who will become a part of the harem. So if you're sitting there going, fish daughter, well, worry more about fish wife that's coming in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yep.
But, Priestess Girl. She's so irrelevant, I can't even really come up with an opinion. Because we spend most of our time with other characters, that the only thing that I can tell you about Priestess Girl is she's nice.
I'm just gonna say this. She's just childhood friend Kun.
She's childhood friend Kun, yeah. I like Sword Chick more than Priest Girl. And I even mentioned this the whole time we were watching it, is like, I actually like Priest Girl because, unlike pretty much every other character in the series, despite the fact that she gets her ass beat, she does things.
Don't you mean Sword Girl?
Yeah, Sword Girl. Sorry. Sword Girl does things, and I like her for that. She's actually, I would say she's cool. because of the fact that even though she does lose, she at least makes attempts. Which is, here's the thing, and this is such a novel thing that I'm praising this. The fact that Sword Girl loses and continues on is amazing to me, because it seems like the person who wrote the series never expected Hajime to be capable of losing.
I'm just gonna bring this up. Also, I do hope that part of her thing is that she gets a W.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope she gets a W.
Yeah.
I want her to win. She was given a sword, the most overpowered sword from Hajime. So basically she's guaranteed W's now, but whatever. And that actually kind of upsets me that Hajime had to give her the W essentially. I want her to earn that herself and just kind of not use that sword ever, personally speaking. But you know, she's going to, whatever.
Yeah, at the same time, we know that by giving her the sword doesn't have like boosters. The sword is just a really good sword.
Oh no, it does have boost. It's like Hajime made it. It's an ancient artifact.
Oh, it actually has
it's OP
bonuses.
as balls.
Apart from being just the sharpest thing to ever sharp.
Yeah,
it's the coolest, almost ultimate sword ever.
He gave her a Vorpal blade, basically.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think she's bad. I just think she had the wrong equipment.
That might be true. Bad equipment can usually make any like decent player look like shit.
Because I believe that she's actually good, just wrong equipment.
But yeah, I want her to be successful. And unfortunately, I know she's going to become part of the harem. And that makes me sad.
Oh, god damn it!
Yep.
Why?
A character that isn't a character that actually has plot significance doesn't want the main character's dick?
Nope, not gonna happen.
Luis, that's not this anime.
That's not this anime. That's not happening.
Mm-hmm. The only reason why all those other characters don't want Hajime is either they are evil,
Or they're dudes.
or they are fucking someone else.
Yeah, or they're dudes. And Hajime's not into dudes, as far as we know. You know what? That would actually probably be like the best plot twist ever. Is about the end of the series, like Hajime just kind of looks at the whole harem and goes, "I'm gay now."
I would cry tears of joy.
So, that's it. That's my thoughts for this series. You know what? Here, we're gonna call an end to it with this. Noodle, out of 10, what would you give this series?
No.
No. Give me a number.
0.
Fair enough. I
already gave mine. It's a 0.8.
Yeah.
I already said I gave it an 8 out of 100.
Luis.
Because it,
guy, I guess. I think because I didn't watch the start, I have a slightly better outlook of it, even though it goes
weirdly
down.
safe. And I got a 0.8. What?
I think it has. Oh god, because the thing is, I see things that could have been good, but it's like it's trash. So I don't know if that's actually worse than it actually has good and fucked it up, rather than there's no redeeming qualities in this thing. But
I know it was just as bad.
I mean, still in the trash route, still in the category of don't even bother, don't watch it, but 2 out of 10.
Okay.
Still, don't watch it. Don't even bother. Just no. Go watch something better.
Don't read Dungeon Seekers either. It's not good.
If you're gonna watch an isekai this season and you want to watch something either that's all the whole season's already done or whatever, go watch Saga of Tanya the Evil instead. Go watch Overlord instead. Go watch anything else. Don't watch this.
Don't watch Iki Towson.
No, I've never said that. You know what? Go watch Goblin Slayer, but skip the first episode.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Here's the thing. Just go outside as well.
Go take a walk. Go breathe some air. Go do anything other than watch this series.
Oh, and also, yeah. No, that's it. Just live your life.
Live your life fully aware that this is a thing that you shouldn't view.
Okay.
Anyways, this has been the Arifuerta review. Everyone,
Was this a review?
Kind of.
We did review it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It felt more like a verbal bashing.
It is. That's
Yeah,
a review.
The only thing we could have done is say, how would we improve the series other than setting it on fire and killing every character?
Okay, you know what? Let's be constructive about this. Actually, that's a decent idea. What could we have done to change this? Give Hajime a purpose.
What would that purpose be?
Revenge. Done. Simple.
God
All right,
damn
done.
it, he really doesn't have a purpose, does he?
Nope.
No, he has a bad one.
What? Which one?
I want to go home.
I mean, it's not a bad one if you really put it into his character. That is, oh no, I have to do all of this because I want to find a way back to my world. That can be. Huh?
It doesn't make sense for the way they
Why
set
not?
it up.
Please, just end it. I'm so done.
Okay.
Okay.
Noodle, put the gun down.
Put the beer away, Noodle.
No.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. Ugh.
File closed.
Forever.